Oh, right. Yeah, we did Peter Hitchens talking about the Lucy Letby case, and I'm guessing that they have, I guess, reopened it. I'm guessing that's what this means. I don't really get this title. Is Judge refuses to suspend Lucy Letby inquiry. Is the inquiry into her innocence or into her guilt? Yeah. But there does seem to be a big movement. Even people in the comments was like, she's innocent, which, yeah. Like I say, I've not seen something that I can 100% say she's innocent, but I haven't really looked at the evidence either. Do you know what I mean? I just kind of know what, but I have seen enough that her guilt is questionable. Do you know what I mean? Like that's without a doubt. But to say I've seen enough to say she's 100% innocent, like I ain't. But yeah, I see why people kind of think there's a chance she didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, let's see what this is saying anyway. Let's go.
For some, the questions over Lucy Letby's guilt continue to grow, but they've never been a feature of the inquiry set up to investigate how she was able to kill and keep on killing. That was until this week when Letby herself called for the inquiry to be paused while her latest attempt to appeal can run its course. It was a request dismissed by the inquiry chair.
As I have said before, it is not the actions of Lucy Letby that I am scrutinising. It is the actions of all those who were in the hospital and within the terms of reference, whose actions I am reviewing. Perhaps principal and most obvious amongst the concessions made by just about everyone is the acknowledgement that there was a total failure of safeguarding at every level.
The fact of those failures at the Countess of Chester Hospital, she said, hadn't changed. She dismissed also calls for a pause from hospital executives who said there was a real possibility new evidence presented by Letby might clear her name. The families of the babies who died and were harmed called that effort opportunistic and misguided. They said there was no new evidence for Letby to call, simply the old evidence rehashed, full of analytical holes, and a case, they said, built on a fragile tower of speculation. The priority for those families is preventing a repeat.
We think that what this inquiry has exposed is quite serious failings within the NHS, and so there is actually an urgency about getting the inquiry to do its report, about having those recommendations and getting recommendations that are implemented. The families consider that process is urgent and needs to be progressed quickly.
Letby's lawyers said it was a great shame the inquiry hadn't taken on board what he called overwhelming evidence. But whatever becomes of her attempts to clear her name, the inquiry report will be delivered in November. Greg Milam, Sky News.
Why would she? Why would she want to pause the investigation? But so it's an inquiry, not in. So I'm guessing if this. By what that woman was saying, is it a case then that it's not a look into Lucy? Yeah, she said it's not a look into Lucy Letby. But is she saying that, like, Lucy Letby, there were suspicions about her from the hospital, but she was still allowed to be around vulnerable children? Or is it an inquiry into the possibility that actually problems within that hospital as a group, as a thing, are just as responsible as what Lucy Letby is? I don't know. But that's what I mean. You see the people saying free Lucy Letby, like there is a massive movement in this country of people that don't think she did it. But then just because people don't think she did it doesn't mean she didn't. But yeah, I'd also be interested into why Lucy Letby would want to pause the investigation. Unless it is a case of that she is guilty, and by looking into things further, they might find other things that she's done, as well as, like they said, the safeguarding thing. Safeguarding makes me think that they would have had suspicions of Lucy Letby, and they didn't like to do with babies. That was her thing anyway, was a baby nurse. But if they had suspicions, why would they still let her in there? And if they did knowingly, yeah. It's a bit like the Jeffrey Epstein thing, isn't it? I mean, there's some type of vague list going round, but that's not really a list of anything to do with the Epstein thing. But he was convicted of being a supplier of children. But surely, in order to prosecute that, you would have to have who he's supplying to, which is obviously why he topped himself. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, how could you find him guilty of that if he's being sent? Like, in order to find him guilty, you must have evidence of him supplying some people children. So why aren't them people also involved in the case? Yeah, similar to this type of thing, where if there was suspicions, why was she still allowed to be there? And yeah, you are just as guilty. Be interesting to see how this all plays out. And if anybody has like somewhere they could direct me to where I can say like 100% she's innocent. Do you know what I mean? Because people are really think she's innocent. And like I say, Peter Hitchens put in enough in my head that there's a possibility, and it is to be proven with unreasonable doubt, which I have more than reasonable doubt to think that she did it. But yeah, if someone can say go here and this will tell you all the evidence against her, maybe I'll look it up. To be fair, there must be somewhere I can go where they just lay out everything that basically got her convicted. Because I know kind of a loose idea of what it is, and it's clocking in and out and searching the families up on Facebook. Was that one? Like her internet history showed that she'd looking up the families of deceased children, deceased babies, like at Christmas, and yeah. So yeah, for the people that say she's 100% innocent and she definitely didn't do it, yeah, send me somewhere where I can look, yeah, at that. But yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.